Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Spyro for Year of the Dragon, Part 29. We're in the Midday Gardens world, where there's only one level this entire homeworld we weren't able to 100% complete the first time around, so we're going back to that level so we could get it 100% complete. We're going back to China, the Bamboo Terrace, where those kimono-wearing Rhinox tried to annex the entire place, but we defeated their invasion forces by breathing fire onto them, having them torched. Yeah, serving fried Rhinox, Japanese-styled fried Rhinox to these pandas that are here, with Japanese-style noodles and probably a ramen soup, I'd imagine. Ramen soup with Rhinox meat in it. That's probably something they serve in this game's version of China or wherever this is, where they're trying to send those firework things at us. This is the part we couldn't complete the first time around because it required Bentley, but now we have Bentley. We bought ourselves a Bentley off that Greedy Bear money bags, so we could come here and he's gonna pretty much be playing a 3D arcade game, a 3D version of Donkey Kong, if you will, where we're gonna be finding that last bloody egg, and there's gonna be, of course, mindless action. Bentley's the best at mindless action, except for Agent 9 and Sergeant Bird. He's probably the best at action in this game, with his giant club that looks like it's made out of ice. I don't think it's really made out of ice. It might be more made out of glass, or maybe it's made out of quartz crystal. It actually does look like a quartz crystal. I remember collecting quartz crystals long ago. I still have all my collection of quartz crystals. I wish I could have got some more, valuable crystals. I love crystals and gems in real life. I don't have very many though in real life, because what do you expect? They cost a small fortune, and most average people can't really afford gems a lot of the time, like real gems. If Spyro were to go to the real world and sell all his gems, he'd be rich in a matter of seconds. Maybe Moneybags has some kind of connection with the real world. Maybe that's why he's so obsessed with gems, so he could sell it, and he could become richer than the richest companies in the world, like Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon. Maybe he's going to make his own company compete with all of those, and it's going to put all of them to shame. And he's ultimately going to take over the world by making a company that's much greedier, much more evil than that company I just listed. By sending boulders at us, we don't have to jump over them. We can just destroy them with our giant club sandwich, and we could kill these Rhinox, these kimono-wearing Rhinox, and smack them with this thing and break that thing. I don't even stand a challenge to us. Nothing's too big of a challenge for Bentley, the mighty Bentley, and his mighty club of fate that determines the fate of everything it smacks. It smack that thing, destroy it, smacks the kimono-wearing, what do you call them, Rhinox, and they're all, boom, we get a 1-up. This game likes to randomly throw 1-ups. It's not that we need them, but it's always great to have an additional 1-up with us. We have 35 lives, more than a third of the way to get to maxing out the amount of lives we could get. I don't think I ever maxed out the amount of lives you could have in this game. I know I did that with Spyro 2 years ago, because I used to play Spyro 2 so many times, over and over, and I wouldn't start a new game. I just play the same levels I completed over and over again in Spyro 2, because Spyro 2 was good for that. Spyro 2 had way better replay value than this game does. Not that this game's bad or anything like that, but this probably is the best game with free in the title on the original PlayStation that I know of. Quite possibly the best ending to the best trilogy on the PlayStation. We found the final egg, Brewback. What kind of name's Brewback? Try some names someone found. We got 141 eggs, all 6 eggs now. The level is 100% complete. We 100% completed the Bamboo Terrace. That was nothing. I have songs on my MP3 player that last a lot longer than that. Heck, sometimes I spend way more than that much time just trying to look for a song on my MP3 player sometimes. If I still used an MP3 player, it'd probably take a long time too, because my MP3 player, or what would be my MP3 player, is hard to navigate through a lot of the time. It's hard to find a song on that thing. I guess that's why not very many people still use those things. It's quite a shame. They really should make a comeback with Gen Z being all interested in classic technologies again. Makes sense, something like that would have a comeback. I'm sure Gen Z would love to have something like that. Same Gen Zers that love flip phones, because flip phones were awesome. Now, I think we've got everything in this homeworld 100% complete now. All we could do now is go to the next homeworld, the Evening Lake, the second last homeworld in the game. There's only 4 homeworlds in the game. That's not really saying much. We already 100% completed the vast majority of levels in this game as is. So we go flying in our favorite rocket ship all the way to the Evening Lake. Or probably meet the little wise guys, whatever they're called, that fly around in that stupid rocket ship from that stupid show on Disney Junior or wherever it was. There was some kid randomly played the theme to that when I was in English class once, and I laughed hard at that. Yeah, that kid was a real jerk. Sometimes he was funny. He just play random funny stuff in class. He wanted to play the Derek comedy video Jerry at one point. Yeah, imagine you're sitting in class and all of a sudden you hear the sound of Jerry Donald Glover crapping his pants. Everyone just stares at his phone. Yeah, what a jerk. And we're going underwater this time. Yeah, Sparks, you didn't think there'd be a Sparks game without a water level. A Sparks game doesn't have a water level. Where we go under the sea, under the sea. There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea. Yeah, Homer, that's your answer to everything. Just move under the sea and forget all of it exists. But little did Homer Simpson know, Sparks was going under the sea, and Sparks is probably going to teach him and all of SpongeBob's friends a mighty, jolly good lesson they'll never forget. Just gonna run into there, just blast them, and destroy everything that moves. Yeah, Homer Simpson would hate living under the sea if he knew Sparks was gonna come there and fry his little butt out of the sea. And he didn't think it was possible to get your ass fried under the sea. Did he ever watch SpongeBob when they have fire under the sea? Did he ever play the original Super Mario Bros. Where Super Mario shot balls of fire under the sea? Clearly, he didn't do that. Clearly, he never did do that. He's gonna go fire that mine out of them, destroy them. Yeah, we get a mine weapon. I guess it makes sense if it's under the sea, and that's allegedly where those mines would be. Ever play that game, Minesweeper? Well, we're not going to be playing Minesweeper. This is Spyro free. Minesweeper is a wimpy game. Remember the first MP4 player I ever got had a version of Minesweeper on it called Wind Mine. Even had some weird Pac-Man-like game called Boxman on it, which is even more primitive than Pac-Man. Yeah, that thing was really a weird oddity. I don't even have it anymore because it didn't really work very well anymore. And no one believed me it was real, just like everything else I tell them about. But a lot of kids back in the 2000s in elementary school wouldn't believe me if I told them this game exists, and that I was using a phone to record my commentary. No one could have found any that was possible, but it is. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Let someone else be the judge of that one. Well, Sparks comes in here, and he's like really gonna blast in every enemy he sees. He's gonna go no mercy mode and destroy absolutely everything that anything that moves, it's blasted, and he sends it falling backwards. And there's those fish things. And all those fish guys are completely useless. All they do is just stand there and let me destroy them. It's like they want to get killed under the sea and end this miserable life they live under the sea. Now what if the sorceress is gonna go to move under the sea afterwards? Only for Sparks to come in and nab her afterwards. Yeah, Sparks sometimes is better at swimming than a lot of other characters are. You didn't think a dragonfly would do this well under the sea, but he does. He's Sparks. He does a better job than Bubsy. You remember when Bubsy went under the sea in that crappy game he had that parodied all those children's stories? Yeah, that game kind of sucked. And the Under the Sea level probably sucked even more. The music was good, but nothing else in the game was really that great. So it was kind of, like spurs. I guess you could call Bubsy and Fractured Furry Tales a bad game with good music. Because some bad games do have good music, like Mega Man X6 and tons of other games I'm pretty sure I know of. I could have fried all those things, or just did like a huge critical frying at them, and then fry those things there, blast them. I wonder where Sparks gets his energy from, or maybe Zoe granted him some kind of magical power. Sparks is capable of getting new powers in this game, and they don't give them to us till the very end of the game. Yeah, it's like they really wanted us to suffer. It's like they want us to do the hard mode first before we can unlock the easy mode. Sounds kind of like the original Ratchet and Clank. It's a lot harder the first time around, so you don't have as many bolts, and it's hard to buy stuff once you play for the second time around. It's much easier to buy new weapons and stuff, especially that Rhino weapon they have that they always brag about. It's the greatest weapon in the game. Yeah, the Rhino. I'll probably be having to do a lot of grinding for that. The final boss is much easier. It's a good thing this game doesn't force us to do a lot of grinding. The only grinding can ever really do in these Spyro games if you want to get more lives. You're not going to see a game over screen. I don't think I ever did see the game over screen in this game. I don't even know what it looks like, because I've never got a game over at this game before. And quite frankly, I don't want to know what that even looks like. I don't know, maybe as someone mocking you for losing all your lives at such a well, this game actually is quite more challenging than Spyro 1 and 2. And it's a manta ray. It's a boss I could think of. Having a manta ray go against us. Just like that one from the PlayStation developers demo disc. He probably wants revenge on us for what we did to him in that game. If you can even call that a game. It wasn't even really a game. It was more of a tech demo than an actual game. And he probably just wants revenge because he didn't get big enough of a role in that. So he wants to get back at me for something that happened 4 years ago when I made that video. Yeah, that was 4 years ago already. And he has the ability to divide too, like a lot of other classic game enemies where they break up into smaller ones. Yeah, I think they're being more menacing because they're, they're smaller, but there's more of them now. Which actually is probably a lot more challenging. I'm probably really trying to struggle now. Even if they did beat me at this point, would the manta ray still really want to, live the way he is? Where he's now 2 people, not just 1. His bills are going to increase by a lot. We're going to have some. His food bill's probably going to increase. All of his other bills are going to increase now. It's 2 of them now. And the population just increased just by blasting at a manta ray. Usually people think that decrease the population, but this time it actually increased the population. Yeah, more stuff under the sea, more stuff to make up for all the sea creatures that I just killed. That Sparks just completely devastated with his. Sparks truly is an underrated game icon. He really should have been like a legendary icon in gaming history. Sparks the Dragonfly. Move over, Spyro the Dragon. Sparks is in town. Sparks is the real hero of these games. He's the real one that's gonna rip you a new one. Yeah, Scott the Egg. I think there's still some gems back here. Makes us think they're hidden, but they're not. And then we find out we just looped and went all the way back to the beginning of the level at the same chamber where we started. Level complete. We completely cleared the stage and got all the goodies out of it. Just squeezed all the crap out of it. It's like when I had to clean out those GameCube controllers in my workplace. I was told to wash all the crap out of the inside and take an eraser. I try to rub it all over the analog control stick or whatever it was, and the buttons, so they're not shiny anymore, so they're not loose anymore, so they're more firm. Yeah, apparently we're even stronger now. Sparks can't take an extra hit now. Now it takes 4 hits. Well, it actually did always. Yeah, it did take 4 hits before for us to get killed, and now it's gonna take 4 hits for us to get killed. It's kind of useless now because most of this game's been 100% completed now. Well, I guess that could come in handy for the final boss when we finally arrive at the final boss. Even if we didn't have that, the final boss still isn't gonna stand a chance against us. We're invincible at this point. We're immortal at this point. Nothing's gonna stop us. Not even this fireworks factory that we still haven't 100% completed yet. We're gonna go against those ninjas. All those several 3 million ninjas that are gonna kick back. I think there was some movie that supposedly existed pre-Ninjas Kick Back. I heard it was a pretty sucky movie. I heard the game was a lot better. I had a game on the Sega Genesis I never got to play. People say it's awful. I say that making quotation marks with my hands. But I mean, it's actually been a pretty decent game overall. Just get shot out of a cannon, go flying over there, and all the enemies are back. Just go and destroy more enemies. Where the game starts to become more combat-oriented. There actually is a lot of combat in this game. For a game that's really supposed to just be a collectathon. And Spyro was always a beautiful blend of collecting and combat. So I guess they were kind of just living up to what we're supposed to be. And there's a green gem that just randomly hiding there. And I have to walk all the way back for what we already saw. Yeah, good thing I have video editing so you don't have to watch all that catastrophe again of me going against those ninjas. Again, the infinite spawning ninjas. Mysterious ninjas, only to find the challenge you're going to be doing as Agent 9 in the next part. Ray Phoenix, signing out.